Micah Brzezinski doesn't want to talk about her scandal, her and Morning Joe's scandal. And her daddy was the national security advisor. He used to be a big shot. That's how she got her, position. She just, gets all bitchy. No, we're not going to do that. But just watch her during all the shows. She's eye candy. Donald Trump is totally right about her. She's eye candy in the way she is just so catty, and she just always is, flirtatious with, all of her ways. So we can talk about Hillary Clinton and what Donald Trump says about Hillary and that fake email scandal. Email. Get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, that's what America's talking about. Hillary, Donald. Jill fucking Stein. Jill Stein would be the greatest goddamn fucking president you've ever seen. She's not the lesser of the two evils. She doesn't have any baggage. She doesn't have anything hanging over her head. She's moral. She's truthful. She's honest. She wants pardon Edward Snowden. She believes in the legalization of marijuana. She wants to stop all these stupid fucking wars. Go down the list. She wants a Green New Deal, so she wants the FDR, a Green New Deal, so we're caring about the environment. We're looking into new energy. She wants to make America completely green. So, no, we're off the oil, we're off coal, we're on solar, wind, and solar. No, just natural resources, replenishable, renewable resources. And so that's Jill Stein is amazing. She's been consistent. She ran 4 years ago. I voted for her then. I'm going to vote for her this time. I'd rather vote for something and not get that than to vote against something. To cut my losses, vote for the lesser of the evils, and get that. Jill Stein would be the greatest goddamn fucking president. Hillary, she might be able to do the job. Yeah, fucking who gives a shit? What, Chelsea's next? Do we ever get rid of the fucking Clintons? Chelsea? You want Chelsea to be the next fucking... What a crappy legacy. I'm sure Chelsea's okay. But give me a fucking break. There's 320 million people in this country. Nobody else can do this damn job. Nobody else is qualified to do this damn job. I heard Conan O'Brien said he wouldn't even want to jump in the foray. This has nothing to do with today, August 23rd, 2016. This has to do with Ferdinand Gripshover and Elizabeth Hellman. Elizabeth Hellman, who was born in 1862, so she would have been the first Kentuckian, one of my ancestors who was actually born. So she'd been the first generation, the first Kentuckian on my mother's side that was born here, the first of my ancestors that was born in Kentucky, and she was born June 10th, 1862. She died July 10th, 1927. And I think that's July, it's almost June, July, 1 year. I don't know, I thought it was to the day, but I guess it's like something in 1 month, regardless. Oh, 65 years. So she was 65 years old in 1 month. She died. The cause of death was myocarditis, endocarditis, gephritis, gallstones, contributory with exophthalmic goiter, I keep on getting off to the side, and essentially this is about Grimm's fairy tales, but I have German ancestors, so I was going to jump and transition from one to the next. No, we're not going to talk about the things that Trump tweeted, okay? We're going to talk about Hillary's emails. I'm sick of hearing about your damn emails. I am so sick of hearing about the damn emails. Oh, my God. My mother, though, she had a blood clot. She had a superficial thrombophlebitis. And the symptoms of superficial thrombophlebitis include redness and inflammation of the skin along a vein, warmth of the skin and tissue around the vein, tenderness and pain that worsens with added pressure, pain in the limb. So these are the symptoms, and how you know, I mean, where does it come from? I mean, they can do Doppler or ultrasound, but the ways that you can get it is from varicose veins, which she's had for like her entire life. You sitting or lying down for too long, such as on a long flight, you're on a long flight, you could get a blood clot, and you could get this superficial thrombophlebitis. Now, there's superficial thrombophlebitis, thrombophlebitis, and then there's deep vein thrombophlebitis. And the deep vein means it's deep vein. So the superficial ones means that it's on one of these little veins on the outside that, you know, isn't as important. And then the blood clot is there's some fucking shit that's happening, so it's blocking that up, and it looks like a big knot. It's all black and blue, and it takes like, you know, a month or two in order for it to completely clot. And supposedly that's a good thing because the body is actually fighting against it. And so it's, you know, rerouting the blood flow. But it's not a good thing because it could lead to the deep vein thrombophlebitis. Whenever I hear about blood clots, anything stopping your fucking bloodstreams, that means heart attack is right around the corner, aneurysm. I mean, that's your circulatory system. That's your lungs, your heart, and your brain. Those are the causes of death. You know, something happens to the lungs, something happens to the brain, something happens to the heart, a major catastrophe, then one after another, then the dominoes fall, and then you're fucking dead. So that's some scary shit, to be honest with you. So it's a good thing it's only superficial thrombophlebitis, but it could have been deep vein thrombophlebitis. She has varicose veins. She does stand a lot, and she locks her legs in. And I don't know of her being an active person, so I'm actually very worried about her. There's other things. If you had an IV, an injection into a vein, a catheter, so, you know, heroin users, pregnancy, infection, disorders that increase blood clotting, obesity, smoking, oral contraceptives, being over 60, chemical irritation such as from cancer treatments. There's also a kind of cancer that it says that it's associated with. But essentially it seems like it's done and over with. She went to the doctor. She feels comfortable about it. Now she's got a $750 bill, which she's all pissed off. She's got insurance, but apparently it's not good enough. It's associated with more serious medical conditions, deep vein thrombosis. So not thrombophlebitis, it's thrombosis, which is a blood clot in a deep vein. So why don't we just call it thrombosis? Why do we got to call it thrombophlebitis? Cancers, I mean, thrombophlebitis, doesn't that fucking sound worse than thrombosis? Thrombosis just smooth, you know, comes right off your tongue very smoothly. Thrombophlebitis? The fuck is thrombophlebitis? Cancers of the abdomen, such as pancreatic cancer, factor V, leading. Cancers of the abdomen, so she could get pancreatic cancer. It could become deep vein thrombosis, and that's a blood clot in a deep vein. That's, man, a heart attack is like right around the fucking corner. You can't clog up your veins. Varicose veins, you know, arteries are what pumps out of your heart, and then veins are what brings the blood back. I see that I got some purple veins on the bottom of my feet, and so essentially all that blood goes down to your feet and needs to get pumped right back up. And your veins are actually constructed in such a way that it only goes one direction. But if they can't pump up, the vein has to come back to the heart, so they can't pump that blood back up. And then that starts, you know, backing up, and it falls back, and it starts falling and collapsing on itself. Varicose veins. Actually, it just makes me fucking... I'm not very good with, like, illness and sickness. And so actually this is good for me to think about. Life and death, this is all we got, is this life right here. So prothrombin gene mutation, the gene mutation that causes a blood clotting disorder, and thromboangiitis obliterans, blockage of the blood vessels in the hands and feet. So there's 5 other more serious medical conditions that associated with superficial thrombophlebitis. Deep vein thrombosis, cancers of the abdomen. So of the abdomen, cancers of the abdomen. So anything in, you know, that could be colon cancer, that could be pancreatic cancer, stomach cancer, factor V leading, a genetic blood clotting disorder, prothrombin gene mutation, a gene mutation that causes a blood clotting disorder, thromboangiitis obliterans, and 2 very rare conditions, antithrobin 3, III3, Roman numeral 3, and protein C and protein S deficiencies can also lead to the development of superficial thrombophlebitis. So, Mom, get better. Okay, I'm doing a medical history of the family just so we could start talking about what is, what's health, what's in our DNA. And, here's more shit about Trump, 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 Trump. And then they say, well, Trump's going to keep on being a dick over and over again. But I think if you ignore this shit, that means he could just beat up on you. And really, he let the cat out of the bag. He's a fucking presidential candidate. And Micah Brzezinski, Joe, y'all been fucking Morning Joe. I don't even know what this fucking name is. And, yeah. So, cultural regeneration coming up.